Okay.
Erst vor kurzem hat Pasinex Resources von der Zinkmine Pinargozu außergewöhnliche Bohrergebnisse gemeldet mit mehr als 60% Zink. Jetzt legt das Unternehmen nach und veröffentlicht heute neue Produktionszahlen, die in der Branche und darüber hinaus für Aufmerksamkeit sorgen müssten. Hauptverantwortlich für diesen Erfolg ist CEO Steve Williams. Den haben wir jetzt hier im Gespräch und er wird uns einmal erläutern, was genau diese Zahlen für sein Unternehmen bedeuten und was wir in Zukunft noch erwarten können von Pasinex. Steve, welcome back and congratulations. These are outstanding results. Why don't you take us and talk us through your latest production numbers and what that might mean for Pasinex?
Yeah, thanks, Bjorn. Yeah, this has been an exciting little time for Pasinex, and obviously I'm very pleased. First of all, a week ago we announced high-grade sulfide intercepts at depth or deeper down in the Pinargozu deposit, and more particularly we were starting to see sulfides as opposed to oxides. So that was obviously very encouraging. And then now, as of yesterday, today, we've announced the opening up of our new adit in Pinargozu, and it's a bigger adit than our previous two adits. And as a result of that, we've been able to double our production. We've gone from an average of around 60 tonne per day of production to an average of around 120 tonnes per day of production from the Pinargozu mine. In terms of annualized zinc production, we were doing something in the order of 10-11 million pounds of zinc per year at the production rate of 60 tonne per day. And now with the new adit and the higher production, and based on the sort of production we did in August, we're looking at something of the order of around 25 million pounds of zinc per year, contained zinc metal per year. So it's a significant step up in our zinc production from Pinargozu. So it's exciting and it's important.
And to come back what you said earlier, a larger part of what you're producing now is sulfides, which I guess fetch a much higher price than the oxide material that you've been producing before.
Yes. So yeah, we are starting to see the sulfides now. That was in the drilling results that we announced a week ago, and you can start to see some very high-grade sulfide intercepts there. And I can tell you that the new adit goes into an area where those sulfides are, and some of the production that we're starting to mine, or some of the production that we've mined in August, was sulfides. Still, at the moment, the majority of our resource that we have, our internal resource that we have, is oxide. But as I said, we're starting to see a significant amount of sulfides. The sulfides are a lot more valuable than the oxides. It's all direct shipping. First of all, you get an effective grade. The oxides, we've been selling typically 33, 34, 35% zinc. That's sort of average, and that, actually we published those numbers in the press release we put out yesterday. But the sulfides tend to be 48, 49, 50, 51, 52% zinc, around 50% zinc. So they're a higher grade, and they get better payment terms. We get more return from the smelter back to us, the mining company, on a sulfide versus an oxide. So the sulfide is significantly more valuable because both the grade and the payment terms are better. So it's significantly more valuable than the oxide. So yeah, it's very important to us.
But do you have some numbers internally that you're using as well? Let's say everything goes as it's doing now up to the end of the year. Do you have some revenue or earnings numbers that you'd feel comfortable in sharing with your shareholders?
Yeah. what I can tell you, I mean, first of all, just on the oxides. I mean, at the moment, most of our production has been oxide. I We're going to see a lot more sulfide, but I still think a significant part is going to be oxide, just because the two higher adits are still in the oxide. So the mining that we'll take from the two older adits is just about all oxide, and the mining that we'll take from the new adit that we've just opened, that will be, I don't know, maybe half and half, or 60-40, something like that, oxide sulfide, something like that. But still, as I said, the predominant production we're going to get is going to be from well, there's going to be still oxide, because of production from the higher adits. The two earlier adits are oxide. So if we just look at the oxide material, it depends on the zinc price, and the zinc price has been going up. But
Yes.
if I use something of the order of around $1 US per pound zinc price, the oxides are worth something in around, to us, 240 to 250 US per ton, as an indication to you. And I can tell you that our mining costs are running, again, plus or minus, but around 130, 140 US per ton. So we've got a margin of around $100 per ton on the oxide. Now, the mathematics on the sulfide is a lot better. But I'd rather not get into those numbers just yet, because it's still early days. So, but the mathematics are a lot better, Bjorn. But just going back on the oxide, so we have a margin of something of around $100 per ton. And that's, as I said, on current sort of zinc prices, around $1 US per ton, US per pound. So that's the sort of EBIT coming off the mine.
Mm.
However, what we are then doing, and I think you're probably aware of this, but we've been drilling constantly. We've had 2 drills running, and so basically, I can tell you, we're taking all of that money and we're putting it back into exploration at the moment, because what we're still about is building the future. We're still about building that resource, looking for more of that sulfides, and so we're taking the margin we're making from the mine and putting it back into exploration. But those are the sort of numbers, Bjorn.
Okay, interesting. Well, as you said, you're going to continue exploring. You're going to look for a resource, sort of going back to the normal way things are done in the mining industry.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a time frame for that, or will just that result from the amount of drilling you're planning to do anyway?
Look, the drilling and the building of the resource, the building of the future, is number one priority. I think we've got a tremendous opportunity. I think we're just starting. I think I might have said this before, but we're just starting to see the opportunity. I think we're still early in this system. The last drilling results we announced are, I believe, outstanding. There's very little peers out there with those sort of results. And I think we've got the opportunity to find more high-grade sulfides. So looking for that higher grade sulfides, looking for those deeper sulfide roots of the system, is our priority, and building that resource, because with that we can start to build a very important zinc deposit here. So we're going to continue drilling, and we're going to be continuing to be aggressive on drilling, and it's all about building a bigger resource. And I think if we find that, and I think personally, I think we've got a good chance, but that's my biased opinion, of course. But if we find that, we will build a bigger mine. What we're doing is, at the moment, still just a step to the way to building a bigger mine. So those are our plans. That's where we're going in the next couple of years.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Certainly sounds exciting. So we'll be looking out for the next couple of drill results and production results and see how it goes for the rest of 2016. Thank you.
Thanks, Bjorn.